agree with you. It's gonna be a tough day come scrum time, and we'll have to be up for it.
Ashfaq, do you have another question?
Yes, just for France. France, it seems like the big boys, the props are now trying to outdo the backs with their handling skills. You guys are throwing the short, nice passes and also breaking the line. Your personal work rate on defense, I think it's back to that 2019 World Cup final level. What's going on there?
Yeah, thanks. I can't really take any credit for the skills and the short passes and the stuff. I think as you see, Lewitt broke the line. I think he's on 4 or 5 line breaks already. But yeah, and Yeben also did very well. But as I said, I can't really take credit for any line breaks.
But Francis, on your personal form, particularly your work rate in defense, I mean, it seems like you're back at your best.
Thanks. But as you know, we always strive to be better. Each week, you try and work on your previous performance, and you always try to be better and work in that direction.
Stephen?
Thanks, E. France, in terms of the set phases, set piece, where do you feel you guys are in terms of where you would like to be? Do you think there's a lot of room for improvement still, or how do you guys feel about your form at this stage?
Hi, Stephen. Yeah, Stephen, it ties into my previous answer. I think, there's always room for improvement. And I think it's, other teams also put a massive focus on it because it plays such an important part of a rugby match, the set phases. So in my opinion, it's a constant thing to get better and to be better than your opponent and get the upper hand of your opponent on Saturday. So, there's my answer in short is there is always room for improvement.
Mark?
Good afternoon. Can I ask, do you feel Argentina made massive strides over the last couple of years? Has it been a steady upward trajectory, or has there been a real explosion in the last year or two? Particularly, of course, beating the All Blacks first of all in Australia and then at home. I mean, in New Zealand.
Is it for France or for Faf?
Well, let's give Faf a go because no one seems to want to ask him a question.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think they've probably become a lot more consistent in their play. Thinking of Scotland and now getting a win over Australia and New Zealand, it definitely shows a improving in all sides of their game. I think they obviously always been a very physical side. Their set pieces are good, and now they're adding a kicking game to their play. And they've got loads of overseas players which are playing in successful clubs, which gives them confidence in their winning culture. So there's definitely been a steady rise in their play. I feel they've definitely risen to the occasion and become one of the top sides of world rugby.
Heinz?
Morning, gents. Hope you're well. Faf, I know there's not necessarily a distinction anymore between being a starter and a substitute in the Springbok team, but I was just wondering, do you find it still? I mean, generally in your international career, you've been a starter. Now you're sort of like almost part of the bomb squad, so to speak, and stuff. Do you still think it adds a bit of, from a personal perspective, a bit of, spice and an interesting dimension, being handed a role, to come on when play might be a bit more looser and broken, and just steer the ship?
Yeah, I think that we basically we know what our role is when we come off the bench. There's a lot said to us, and I think especially in my position for this weekend, it might be to either speed up the game or to try and get a bit of a controlling aspect in terms of where we are on the scoreboard, and are we chasing, or are we just going to sort of try and build on a lead. So that depends on the way I'm going to have to play and organize and things like that. So I think that's going to be really important this weekend, is to just to make sure to read the game situation and go from there. We, like you said, we have a role. If you're starting or you're off the bench, it's not just injury replacement anymore. So yeah, we just as focused coming off the bench or as we're starting. So there's a lot of responsibility on the guys finishing the game, and I think it's going to be massive this weekend, especially with a side like Argentina playing at home.
Stephen?
Thanks, E. Faf, how difficult is it for you? You know, you at the moment it's been a bit of yo-yo in terms of the scrum off position. So how difficult is it for you in this instance to get form? You know, in terms of not being consistently perhaps where you would like to be, or in that sense. And then in the same breath, what do you think will be the key to the team's consistency in the team's performance this weekend?
Yeah, just on your first question, yeah, I think especially after the concussion was a bit weird to get back, and just the whole protocol. It's the first time I've been through that, and yeah, you really want to train every day and have the opportunity to be selected in the side, and now you're out of it, then you get another opportunity. So it is tricky, but we're here for a reason, and we need to, when we get our chance, just use it. That's you play for your country, you get one shot, and you need to use that opportunity. And yeah, I think to answer just a bit on the second question as well, is we try and keep our weeks as consistent as possible, and our training is at such a level that we don't get shocked in game week. And so I think the way we train should prepare you well enough to go out on the weekend and perform at your highest level. There's obviously other things that you can't control in training that could happen in a game, but yeah, hopefully a bit of experience will come through with that, and yeah, I can just continue and maybe grow in some form whenever you get the opportunity. But like I said, the training is in such a way that we're trying to make it as close to game related as possible.
Guys, we've got a couple of minutes left with them, so if you do have Afrikaans questions, please feel free to ask. Ashfaq, I see your hand was up first.
Dankie Zina. Faf, net in terme van die attackspel, het lyk soos elke wedstryd word daar meer en meer aangevoer in terme van die attacking spel. Die boxkick, is hy nou in 'n boks geplaas? Kan jy 'n bietjie meer hardloop soos ons vir jou ken in jou leeu's daar, of is dit nog altyd 'n mix van alles?
Nee, hy is hier 'n paadjie. Ek dink ons probeer net bietjie ons game bietjie meer onvoorspelbaar maak. Maar dit hang af hoe die game loop. Ons ek dink soos teen Australië het ons regtig die territory beheer. En die oomblik wat ons in daai regte areas is, het ons die vryheid om bietjie meer te speel, want ons is in die regte area van die veld. So ek dink dit gaan ook baie belangrik wees die naweek. Wie hulle helfte kan, die meeste uit hulle helfte uit kan bly, gaan die ou die meeste geleentheid gee om te speel. En ja, wat vir ons dan hopelik kan penalty advantages gee, wat ons meer vryheid gee om goed te probeer. So ja, nee, ek dink dit hang maar net af van wat ons sien op die veld, en wat die 9 en die 10 en die 15 besluit om te doen. Wat die regte skop opsie is, moet ons hardloop of moet ons skop. So ja, dit hang maar alles af en wat situasie ons is en wat ons voel die regte manier is om te skop.
Guys, we've got Andre coming in 5 minutes, so I am going to take Afrikaans questions first. Stephen, was yours in Afrikaans?
Ja, dankie Zee. Paf, uiteraard, omdat die rugby kampioenskap nou so naby is en Nieu-Seeland is net is 'n punt voor die res, letterlik. Hoe belangrik dink jy is die bonuspunt en kan dit julle moet uiteraard 3-3 meer as Argentinië druk. Kan dit 'n belangrike komponent in julle benadering in die wedstryd wees en jou besluitneming veral waar jy uiteraard julle besluitneming, ek dink die bank sal seker 'n baie belangrike rol speel, maar net die besluitneming in die algemeen van die spelers.
Ja, verseker, want almal wat rugby ken en wat die hoofpunte kyk, weet waar die situasie is en ons skort 5 punte in die laaste 2 wedstryde en is so maklik soos dit. Kan nie doekies omdraai nie, dit is hoe dit is.
Really bad over here, so we switch back to a hotspot. Faf, do you want to just continue that answer, please?
Ja, wat het julle gehoor?
Bonuspunt. Ja, hoe belangrik is die bonuspunt?
Ja, so bonuspunte gaan alles wees vir die laaste 2 wedstryde. Dit is dit is maar waar ons is en ons weet waar ons moet speel en ek dink ons is gedryf om dit te doen en ons sien baie uit en ek dink die manier hoe ons wil speel die naweek sal ons toestel om dit te doen. So as al ons goed werk, behoort ons hopelik dan daai 2 bonuspunte te kry wat ons dan in 'n goeie posisie sal sit vir die championship, maar ja, soos ek sê, ons wil net fokus op die naweek eers en dan kan ons kyk na die een in Durban wat ons nodig het om te doen daarso.
Cool. Adnan, you haven't asked yet. Is your question in Afrikaans?
Yeah, thanks, Ina. Hello, Faf in Frans. Faf, ek wil net by jou geweet het, Jacques Newman, coach Jacques het nou in die week gesê dat hy oorweeg ook vir jou as 'n opsie op losskakel moontlik as enige beserings is. Hoe gemaklik is hy om daai posisie te speel en wanneer laas het hy daar gespeel?
Ja, so deur my van skool af het ek baie losskakel gespeel. Ek het onder 19 baie losskakel gespeel. By die Lions bietjie en ook by Sale in Engeland. 'n paar wedstryde losskakel gespeel. So ek is redelik gemaklik daar. Toetsvlak is obviously 'n ander level. Maar ja, as hulle dit nodig het, sal ek dit verseker doen. Ek het nie glad nie issue daarmee nie. Ek sal net bietjie meer daar moet oefen dan. Maar ja, as dit if push comes to shove en hulle het dit nodig, sal ek definitief daai geleentheid vat.
Okay, and then guys, last question for them. I see Pumas, you had your hand up first.
Dankie Zee. Frans, ek wil jou 'n bietjie vra, jy het in 2018 was jy deel van die bok opset gewees toe Rassie en Jacques hulle oorgeneem het en hulle het 'n jaar later die wêreldbeker gewen. Dis nou weer 'n jaar voor die wêreldbeker toernooi. Dink jy die groep is 'n baie meer gevestigde span as 2018 en dat julle in 'n beter posisie is om volgende jaar sukses te haal by die wêreldbeker?
Hi Kobus, is 'n moeilike vraag. Volgende jaar lê nog ver, maar ja, natuurlik is ons 'n meer gehegte groep as in 2018. Ons het begin in 2018, so dis 'n hele paar jaar later. So ek dink dit is vanselfsprekend om te sê ons is baie meer geheg en ons verstaan mekaar baie beter. En dan op die tweede helfte van jou vraag, dit is moeilik om te sê, jy weet, dis obviously waarna toe ons werk. Dis 'n groot doel in die langtermyn. Maar ons werk verseker daaraan en ja, dit is die hoofdoel.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much. We'll be bringing in Andre now. Their quotes are for exclusive use today. And yeah, Andre will be here in a minute. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Dankie julle, lekker dag.
Thank you.
Cool, guys. Yes, Andre, he's available obviously for coach for tomorrow. Kobus, you've got your hand up.
Hi Z, sorry, no, it's my previous question. Sorry about that.
Cool, no worries. Guys, any questions for Andre?
I've got one, ma'am.
Okay, cool, Mike. You can go. Mark, sorry.
No worries. Andre, can I ask how difficult is it for someone like you who had such a great season in the UK, and then you're a squad member, you get the occasional opportunity with the box, you're traveling, you're spending so much time training, and you're not getting caps. How do you kind of mentally work around that frustration, as it were?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a mass frustration. Obviously, you can't just expect after a great season at your club to just be selected for the international side. It's always a hard work and graft to be here, and when you get here, it's harder work. Obviously, everyone wants to play. Everyone can't play, but yeah, like I said, you can't just expect to be in the team. You need to work hard, and when you get a chance, you need to prove yourself. Obviously, my broken hand set me back a little bit as well. So yeah, I've just been working hard to get back, and obviously grateful for this opportunity again this weekend.
Stephen?
Thanks, Z. Hi, Andre. I think when we always talk about you, we think of somebody who can dominate the gain line. And how do you expect that battle? How big a battle do you expect on the gain line in this game against Argentina?
Yeah, I think it's going to be probably the key thing this weekend is getting momentum in front football. They are a very good defensive side. So yeah, we need to be on it. We need to be as physical as possible. Obviously, get over the gain line, get momentum, and obviously outwork them around the corner. They are physical, and especially playing them here in Argentina, it is going to be a tough battle. Yeah, if we're up for it, which I think we are, it should be good.
Ashfaq?
Andre, hope you're well there. I think people perhaps tend to forget that you've also got a great array of soft skills. We saw it in your last Shark season before you went to England, and the offloads are coming. You're not just taking the ball up. Is there room for that in a Springbok sort of approach as well when the opportunity arises?
Yeah, obviously I've played a few different brands of rugby the past few years, especially at the Harlequins. We attack a lot, so it's completely different here, but we all know the difference between club rugby and test rugby. So obviously there is always room for that at the international level. The thing is, all that softer touches and skills happens on the back of momentum. So when you get gain line, when you are on the front foot, there is going to be more space, and after that, that's when you try to bring in soft skills, put players away with offloads, and create space for the outside.
Justin?
Thank you, Zina. Hi, Andre. Just a quick question. The likes of Damien and Lucanio notably have been features in the Springbok squad. You know, breaking into that center sort of positions, is that something is proving to be a bit tough, but does it continue to motivate you to know that, you know, you one day want to be able to hold on to sort of a position like that?
Yeah, it's great that we have all the competition, especially at centre. We've got great players here. We've got great centres in the whole of South Africa. So for me, it's just great to be here and compete with these guys, and obviously compete for a spot in the team. So hopefully, when I get my chance, I can give it my all and see where it takes me.
Cool, guys. We've got 5 minutes left, so if there are Afrikaans questions, please feel free to ask them. Adnan, you can fire away with your question.
Thanks, you. Hallo, Andre. Andre, my vraag is net, wat is jou siening van die Argentynse middelveld, hulle centers? Ek sien dat hulle het 'n ouetjie soos Geronimo de la Fuente teruggebring. Net jou siening oor die uitdaging wat hulle gaan bied.
Ja, hulle het baie goeie centers. Ek het al 'n paar keer teen De La Fuente en Maroney gespeel. Maroney speel ek nou tans in Engeland teen, as ons teen Leicester speel. Baie goeie speler, hulle werk hard en veral hulle is nogals groot op balle steel, veral Maroney. De La Fuente is baie soos Suid-Afrikaanse center, as ek dit so kan stel. Hy's 'n harde ou, hardloop goeie lyne, goed op defense, maar ja, dit is altyd goeie spelers, so dit gaan 'n goeie uitdaging wees.
Okay.
Heinz?
Hi Andre, hoop dit gaan goed. Ek het eintlik net so vinnige tweedelige vraag vir jou. Net oor jou seisoen in Engeland, jy weet daar's baie gesê daaroor, jy weet, en hoe suksesvol dit was en dinge. So ek wou net eintlik gehoor het hoe dit vir jou gevoel toe Jerry Flannery genoem het dat jy 'n vaskop is wat in die nommer 12 trui speel. Ek net gewonder, jy weet, tong in die kies hoe jy daar gevoel het toe jy dit vir vertel het. En ek verstaan ook dit was actually 'n klein tegniese tweak wat Felix Jones actually vir jou voorgestel het wat jou baie gehelp met jou balplasing, jy weet, van jou carries af en dinge. Ek het maar net gewonder of jy net so 'n bietjie kan gesels oor hoe jou tegniese game, jy weet, verander het, jy weet, die afgelope jaar.
Ja, ek dink nou nie die verduideliking of vaskop in 'n 12 trui pas my baie great nie. Maar ja, nee, dit ek en Jerry werk baie saam, veral op verdediging as by ons. Maar ja, soos klein tweaks van Felix kant af tydens die seisoen in Engeland, dan natuurlik stuur hy paar klips deur en goed om aan te werk en so aan. So vir my 'n klein ding wat hy vir my gewys het of van bewus gemaak het van is balplasing, veral as mense oor die voorlyn kom. Dit help nie kom oor die voorlyn en die bal spat uit of enigiets soos dit nie, want dan kry jy nie vinnig bal nie. So net balplasing en just ek weet nie om in Afrikaans stel nie, maar tackle fight op die grond om die bal skoon en ooreindelik terug te kry is een van die klein dingetjies waaraan hulle my gehelp het.
Guys, we've got time for 2 more questions. Please keep them short because Andre needs to get to a meeting. So we'll go with Stephen and then Kobus.
Hi Andre. Andre, jy soek seker 'n herontmoeting met ou en Ferrel. So jy kry nie dikwels uiteraard terme van geleenthede. Jy weet 'n ou kry nie altyd baie van hulle nie, maar hoe belangrik is 'n wedstryd soos hierdie vir jou vir die pad vorentoe in terme van die net jouself bewys dat jy in die toekoms jy weet jou stem jy wil jou stem natuurlik dik maak ook vir die wêreldbeker en so aan.
Ek dink elke liewe game is nou belangrik. Nie net games wat hier speel nie, games wat jy vir jou clubs gaan speel na hierdie so enige tyd wat jy op die veld kry, is belangrik om te bewys dat jy reg is vir die World Cup volgende jaar. So ja, vir my is dit maar net elke liewe game wat ek speel ek my beste, gee my alles. Daar is nie meer druk of minder druk op enige game nie. Elke game vir my is belangrik, want ek hou van die sport, so ja.
And then lastly, Kobus.
Dankie, Izzy. Ek wil by Steven se vraag aansluit. As 'n ou nie so gereeld in die beginspan of in die 23-tal is nie, te desperaat te wees om indruk te maak, hè?
Ja, natuurlijk is mense desperaat om indruk te maak, maar die ding is, sodra jy te veel druk op jouself sit om goed te doen, of beter te speel of iets te bewys, is wanneer mense baie foute maak. Goed, so ek dink vir my persoonlik is dit, ek vat elke game soos hy kom, my proses voor en gedurende elke wedstryd selfde, maak saak waar ek speel nie. Elke game vir my moet ek moet my beste gee, maak saak waar ek speel nie, hoe lang ek speel nie. So ja, obviously as ek doen wat ek kan doen en wat ek moet doen, weet ek het sal goed gaan, so ja.
Cool. Thank you so much, Andre. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining our press conference. We will be sending out the recording shortly. So if I can ask, just please make sure that you leave the meeting so that it makes the recording available sooner. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day and keep well.
Dank julle.
Cheers, Andre.
Dankie.